Hey guys, what is going on? It's Simon here from Get Into Crypto, and I wanted to give you a quick update on Bitcoin and altcoins. So let's get straight into it. We on the last video, I drew this wedge, and we saw that Bitcoin broke out of this wedge to the upside pretty much while I was on stream, and I said I was bullish on Bitcoin at the time. We since pushed up, consolidated. We managed to break through 30k in a really nice parabolic move, had the retest. We pushed up again, and then we did have this mini dump. Well, I say mini dump, it was about a 20% dump in the end. So is this a 20% pullback that we were looking for? Was I targeting more downside? I actually saw this as a bit of a buying opportunity. I was getting a bit nervous myself up here, as I could see that the sort of funding rate was highly positive, and then when we dumped, we actually saw that funding rate pretty much collapse. So for me, this was a liquidation move and a stop hunt, and it basically cleared out the market of a lot of leverage longs, and we saw this large wick, which indicated to me that there was a lot of buying volume that actually came in on this candle. As soon as we started to hold candles above 30,000, that started to make me more bullish on the move. And then I drew another wedge, which did break to the upside a couple of days ago. And since then, we've been pushing up again. So for me, on the 4 hour, on the shorter time frames, Bitcoin is looking very strong and healthy. If we go on to a daily, we will see we are really far away from these 20 period moving averages. It says to me that Bitcoin is getting a bit overextended here, but you know what, Bitcoin can continue to get overextended for much longer. So it's not really a case of Bitcoin has to fall anytime soon. The trend is your friend, and obviously in Bitcoin's case right now, things are continuing to push on higher, which is good to see. So yeah, if we just look at the weekly, weekly's looking very strong. Obviously, on Monday at the start of the week, we had come down and we were printing a little bit of a hammer candle, and now we've really started to accelerate to the upside. And I think part of this move can be attributed to the Dems taking the Senate. I know yesterday the news broke that Dems were winning, and we saw this bullish engulfing, and then we were able to push through throughout yesterday, just dropping down to a 4 hour. We'll see that we came back up to our previous highs, and then we were able to push on. So yeah, really positive price action, healthy price action, what we're seeing right now in terms of the lower term time frames. And then if we just I'm just going to move myself over here. Yeah, and then what I did want to do was just take a very quick look at the Bitcoin dominance. So sorry, the Bitcoin funding rate. So if we just go back on a daily. So let's just go back to our previous bull market back in 2017, and what I really wanted to do was just connect some of these highs here. So we've kind of got a first high here, and then we've got a second high here, and then we got our sort of like a blow off top or all-time high here. And if we then just kind of go back and see where we are now, we can see that the funding rate is now starting to push through that first all-time high, that first high. Obviously it was at the time an all-time high, and this is a similar level that we've seen already over the last few months in August as well, edging up to it in November, December. So what I'm trying to say here is that things are not completely off the charts, completely off the scale when it comes to the funding rate. Part of what was making me personally quite bullish. Obviously, this has changed a bit now because I've dropped down to the 4 hour, but was in seeing the funding rate actually start to drop off here after this uh, move downwards, which then indicated to me that we could then see us push up again and further upside, and that's exactly what we saw. And of course, the funding rate has now started to come back up, so we are starting to look a little bit high on the funding rate, but at the moment of speaking, we're coming back down again. So what this is telling me is that leverage traders are starting to take profits on these moves, and this means that there is basically there is then ammo on the side to then push us higher. So of course, as long as the funding rate stays relatively cool where it is right now, i.e. around or under this 0.9 level, then there is every chance that we could push on higher. I mean, this actual level, yeah. So there is every chance we can push on higher, because we have been higher before, and I think the current conditions are some of the bullish conditions we've ever seen. I mean, like I say, now Democrats have got into the Senate, then this is going to feed through into more stimulus, and not just more stimulus at levels we've already seen, but probably even greater stimulus above and beyond what we've seen already. So yeah, this is it looks like those two grand checks will probably get passed, and that might just be the start of a lot more to come. So yeah, Bitcoin is looking good, and the fundamental backdrop is very strong right now. And if we just take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, because this is something else that we were looking at, and we were looking at potentially a rejection at one of these two trend lines. That is exactly what we've seen. We also talked about a move happening early January based on what Ethereum likes to do against Bitcoin, which tends to be in sort of December going into January. We seem to see these pumps. We've seen one there. We've seen one here. We've now got a great chance at seeing another one here. So we've kind of seen that really for the last 1, 2, 3 years. And yeah, in 2018 as well, we saw a massive one, which was obviously at the end of Bitcoin's bull run. We had a couple of weeks where altcoins just went completely nuts. So yeah, we might not see something as explosive as that this time around, and in sort of, at this stage of the bull market. But certainly, I think Ethereum has the potential to start to play catch up with Bitcoin and get back up to around about sort of 0.4s, maybe up to 0.5s on the sort of Ethereum Bitcoin ratio, which will obviously spell positive news for altcoins. And one other thing I was looking at today was just if we actually look at the total market cap for crypto, then we can see that we've blasted well above our all-time highs. Now we are on the $1 trillion market cap price line value for the total crypto market cap. And if we just look at the total capitalization excluding Bitcoin, we can see that we're currently testing this golden retracement, this 618. So yeah, this is really going to be a big moment for the altcoins. And if the total market cap excluding Bitcoin can push through, it's around just above this 300 billion level, and we can start to see a bit of follow through on the sort of Bitcoin dominance coming down to the downside, then we could really start to see some of these altcoins extend their gains. And just sort of diving a little bit deeper into one or two altcoins, Link is one that I've been following quite closely. I mean, on a dollar chart, it looks very good here. It looks like we have every chance to push on and attack the all-time highs at $20 or just above. But then if we look at a Bitcoin chart, we can see that we need to really get above these moving averages, and it looks like we should have the momentum to do that. Certainly, if Link manages to get above its all-time highs in dollars, I would expect this market to turn around fairly quickly, and then there'll be different resistances and hurdles that we need to get through. So a bit of a harder task against Bitcoin, but this is looking promising. It looks like literally we got to a level whereby the sellers were not prepared to carry on pushing this market any lower than this support we had down here, and now it's looking quite constructive, and I am expecting Link to perform very, very well over the next year. It is in my top 5 altcoin picks. So yeah, just scrolling through the rest of the charts this morning, we can see that we're having sorts of certain markets, certain altcoins doing quite well. RLC really starting to pop against Bitcoin and against dollar, so that's looking fairly good. XRP on a bit of a resurgence this morning as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixed sort of altcoin market today, but yeah, things are looking positive and promising, and certainly if we start to get a breakout of this 618 level on the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, then I would expect altcoins to extend their gains over from the last couple of days. So yeah, I will wrap it up there. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the content, please do like and subscribe, and I will be back very soon with the next one.